Good afternoon and welcome to UBC Lunchtime News. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa, and this is what we have for you this afternoon. President Yoweri Museveni retired 48 Army generals from the active military service at State House in Derry. The retirees were advised to embrace commercial agriculture and explore other opportunities outside military service. Ivan Kahwa was at State House in Derry.
Retired General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has retired senior military officers that contributed to the National Resistance Army Liberation War. These include Uganda's most decorated female military officer, Lieutenant General Proscovia Nalweiso.
She enlisted into the army on 10 February 1982, commissioned on 6 February 1988.
And General David Sejusa, the former coordinator intelligence services.
I thank God for this day, for enabling us to travel this road together, for the victories and achievements we have registered, and for the moments we have shared in happiness and in grief, for it has not always been laughter.
Sejusa advised his fellow retirees to remain patriotic and always honor the people of Uganda.
There is no greater honor than to serve the people, those who choose to die in service of fellow men and women, to sacrifice for the higher goals and ideals, and in effect the service of God.
The retirees have accomplished their military careers and are now in position to go about exploring life outside military service.
So, general officers retiring today, please don't just retire from the UPDF, have something to retire to, so that you can keep mentally alert, physically fit, and then of course become productive.
Within 7 days from the day of retirement, retirees will receive their package. Minister of State for Defense and Veteran Affairs, Jacob Oboth made the commitment.
But to be specific, Wednesday, if you see the weather has changed, hailstorms and the thunder, raining in unprecedented measure, please don't be shocked.
It is at this that President Yoweri Museveni cautioned the officers against opportunists on how to spend their savings.
There are two areas of investment which I think are sure. One is commercial agriculture, because as long as people live, they will need food.
A total of 49 Army generals were supposed to be retired from military service, but unfortunately, General Eli Tumwine passed on before being retired, lessening the figure to 48. So far, 9,026 military officers have been retired since 2014. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
Kagadi Chibale Community Radio, one of the oldest radio stations in the country, celebrated 22 years of uninterrupted broadcasting in Kagadi district. The occasion, officiated by Minister of Information Dr. Chris Bariomunsi, attracted thousands of listeners, including district leaders.
Kagadi Chibale Community Radio ine ekitisa kyayo kikatandikwa mu 1992 okwebeka mu radio egi yaza hambeho kandi yatandikira musingi ogw'ebyobuhangwa. That's why noreba ngo bwiro butusinga.
The radio started as an idea when we attended the Rio conference in Brazil, which was looking at environmental questions. Up to now, Uganda is still having difficulty to deal with the issue of environment. As you may be aware, the now vegetative cover of the whole surface of Uganda, except for the water, is 13%, and that is dangerous. And that's why we are having a lot of floods, we are having a lot of landslides, we are having a lot of mudslides, and intermittent rains, and in some places, very serious droughts.
Youth unemployment remains a policy challenge in many sub-Saharan countries, including Uganda. Cities, civil society organizations, together with government, have started the campaign against the problem. Codenamed non-government organizations has launched a strategic program which is aimed at empowering the youth in the districts of Lira, Zombo, and Nebi.
According to Livelihood Program Officer Kodait Lincoln Opio says, they have set aside 970 million for the youth to start various activities.
The business development training covers key aspects of how do you manage your businesses, how do you grow your customers, but also for them to identify some of the risks that could derail their businesses. Two, we are supporting them with the skills on financial linkages. With this, we help them to improve on their management, to develop business plans that are marketable to the financial institutions, where the financial institutions will have confidence in lending to them. But we are also opening up their eyes to see some of the government schemes that are available to support youth employment.
In this program, Kodait is targeting 700 youths within 3 districts to be skilled in various sectors.
Alliances with civil society organizations, with public sector, but very much also with private sector. We seek to empower local agents of change and promote the adoption of innovative digital and financial solutions to socio-economic challenges.
The manager Nyekora Community Farmers Cooperative, Dennis Opio, says many youths are now participating in farming in Lira because they have ready market for their products. Those cited climate change and financing as the major challenge.
Others now they have changed to big commercial farmers. They are there. We can even, others they have even built with the support from here. They have built their houses. Others use support from here to pay for their school fees. And then we had here like about 4 who we picked them from primary 7. And then we mentor them, sometimes even we take them for other courses. Now they have come back here.
Nyekora Community Cooperative put value addition to agricultural products they buy from farmers. The LC5 Lira district, Richard Koch Mark Okello Orik, cautioned youth never to minimize their beginnings, to start off whatever they can with the capital available. This was during the launch of a program in Lira district.
Because they are able to perform anything. You bring the youth to run here, they can even run on tables, but some of us may not do it. You bring the youth to do something, they will do it with all the powers they have, because the energy is still intact. And therefore we need to empower this group of people with adequate information, adequate skills, so that the energy they have is not misguided, misused.
The Indian community in Uganda, together with partners, have carried out a blood donation exercise in Zambia communities. This has been in commemoration of the continental celebrations of Pramukh Swami Maharaj, one of the Indian spiritual healers whose legacy still exists among the Indian community.
It is now 100 years since Pramukh Swami Maharaj left an impact to the Indian community, especially changing the lives of the people. Pramukh Swami has been described as a man that remained totally absorbed in God and wanted the best of the Indian community.
Maharaj was so compassionate, not only for humankind, but even for the animals. I think he has shown his love and care Pramukh Swami Maharaj was indeed a rare soul that who has cared for humanity in great.
For example, when his health condition was not that great, he would still continue to travel and bless others. So even us, we shouldn't back out, whatever the circumstances are. We should continue to work through our course.
As the Indian community celebrate 100 years of remembering Maharaji, they have organized a blood donation drive in Kampala to save lives of many Ugandans who are in need of blood. The chief organizer, Jessinji, says they have so far collected over 10,000 liters of blood.
This event celebration, but we have collected a lot of good experience from the different people, from the different religions, from the different sects. They have visited here and they have shared their experience. Some of them even came to me.
Tamari Daniel, one of the donors from Makerere Business School, says it's high time Ugandans learn from the Indian community in terms of giving free services to the community.
It's your life, but rather you live a life to impact the life of others. So Ugandans, let us learn to be a community. Let us learn to share the love, and let us learn to always be humble.
Robert Katamba, UBC News.
Parliament wants government to urgently hold caution schools not to hike school dues ahead of the third term opening. This follows allegations that there are some public and private schools which have increased school fees without respecting the guidelines and the situation at hand. The Parliamentary Committee on Education and Sports is to undertake a sport check on selected schools as part of their investigations on the allegations. The committee, chaired by John Tresije, compared notes with Kole North Member of Parliament Samuel Opio, who raised the alarm at the floor of Parliament.
In my own assessment, I've done a good job. So I will hand over back to it. It touches all of us in one way or another. I want to thank the Honorable Opio.
This committee has been known by other people like Macho for doing desk investigation, desk oversight. I will not build the background, but I'll take you back to COVID situation, whereby schools were functioning under difficult circumstances, but we never moved out of the boardroom. Moreover, the Committee of Health was moving out. Chair, I'm going to oppose that. We must move out, because I'm reliably informed that even schools in Kotido, Moroto, where people are dying for lack of food, have increased the food fees. And once enough, Kampala schools.
We have to quickly come out with clear positions as a committee, and we'll bring the ministry here to respond to some of these issues. And we work on our report. I would call it first report on the issue of these fees. We have it presented on the floor of Parliament by next week. But I think other issues will come out with the discussion. But I would also think, like what Honorable Mocho was saying, after that we need to go out to see what is happening. We meet with those boards of governors either regionally, we visit schools, we carry out a comprehensive investigation into this matter and other areas that are affecting the education sector in the country.
Yes, we know the ministry is doing something, but we cannot wait for the ministry. We are quite independent. We are doing the delegated work of the whole house. So we need to really give this country justice, and our people there are looking at us. So I'm very sure that if we handle this matter, we shall have helped. In my own assessment, I would have a good job.
UBC Lunchtime News. The Deputy Governor Bank of Uganda, Michael Atingi-Ego, says that the current rise in inflation is driven by increasing prices of basic commodities due to climate change and the war in Ukraine. Atingi-Ego explained that a rise in prices of petroleum products and food shortage due to climate change are some of the issues escalating inflation in Uganda. He was speaking to accountants attending the 27th annual seminar at the Imperial Resort Hotel in Entebbe.
Accountants, we are resilient and we've achieved much in
Bank of Uganda Deputy Governor Michael Atingego says food scarcity is escalating economic distress that was already choking from high fuel prices due to the war in Ukraine.
These shocks have had a significant influence in reshaping the way we work through remote working, the way we meet, virtual meetings such as this one here is a hybrid, and the way we transact through the e-payments. While we cannot anticipate every type of shock, we can adjust and continue to build resilience to enable us bounce back.
Atingego was giving a keynote address to accountants from across the region, attending the 27th annual seminar by the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda at Imperial Resort Hotel. He asked Ugandans to take advantage of the ongoing rains and invest in farming to address the current food shortage as one of the solutions to economic recovery and abating inflation, now at 9%.
I therefore applaud the Institute for organizing this seminar under the topical theme, Resilience in a Dynamic Environment, which resonates very well with the current times.
Economic growth previously declined by 3.5% due to the COVID-19 lockdown. Addressing the accountants, the Managing Director, Centenary Rural Development Bank, CPA, Fabian Kasi, said they are making efforts to support the well-being of the resilient clientele as a corporate social responsibility.
Create an environment where people will be able to do something, earn something, and be able to survive. So everybody has their role, and we all need to play our roles.
He said the bank is supporting ventures that ensure the public is resilient against inflation shocks perpetuated by high commodity prices. The President, Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda, Constantine Mayembe Othieno, said the institute has for the last 30 years trained a crop of professional accountants that have the capacity to support economic growth through providing necessary skills.
We have had a lot of progress since 1992. We are able to accredit accountants who do public practice. That is those are the ones who offer auditing and assurance services. We have been able to create a mechanism to discipline our members who are errant in society and in industry. We have been able to preserve key roles for members of our institute.
In that we had when we were establishing this institute was everybody claimed to be an accountant. And we had to fight that very, very hard, because to be an accountant you must have passed a certain educational standard.
The 27th Accountants Annual Seminar by the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Uganda has attracted participants from regional countries, including Somalia.
More than 3,900 and still growing. We believe we can double that number in the next few years.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
UBC Lunchtime News. Here is a very short break. Please enjoy it. Let's get back in a while.
Ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
Oh, Susan, I want to propose to Rose. Yes, and this time I am serious.
Have you guys had sex?
Duh, of course.
And have you had sex without using condoms?
Hey, Nga, you're curious.
I'm more concerned. Are you having sex with other people?
Hey, hello, is this an interview or what?
No, just things you should think about. Do you know Rose's HIV status?
Okay, this is serious. Should I be worried?
It is actually serious. Do you know your HIV status?
I think I am safe. Many times we get into situations that put us at risk of HIV. However, the first step to ending HIV is getting tested and knowing your results.
It's Time Up HIV. Call 0800-211-046 or text 8080 toll-free for more information about how to prevent HIV.
This message is brought to you by Ministry of Health with support from USAID.
Ooh, they look nice.
Thank you, honey.
Yo!
You guys gather, it's going down.
Gather! Gather!
Yo! I tell you what. Yo!
Airtel is giving you bigger data bundles for the same price. Dial star 175 hash to choose from our range of bigger Chillax bundles that don't expire. Bigger monthly bundles, all for the same price, and stay connected longer to loved ones. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Yes, so thank you so much for watching. That is all we had for you this afternoon. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. We'll now hand you over back to Serena Conference Center, where we are having a live feed of the 6th High-Level Economic Growth Forum that is ongoing there. So we have to give it to you live, and that's where I'm handing you back.
Professor Ezra Suruma, the DST, our heads of the government agencies, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. The Right Honourable Prime Minister, we are excited you're joining us for what has been quite a load full of information and